9 different sectors, and multiple experts discussing the regulatory trends all under one roof. Cunsult is a startup consulting firm helping other startups and businesses ideate, strategize, and effectively navigate the Indian government and regulatory space. Cunsult follows a unique model. It leverages decades of institutional memory and insights of its network of over 500 senior regulatory experts, former secretaries to the Government of India, other senior officials, members and heads of regulatory bodies, heads of PSUs, and policy architects to ensure that the advice given is both actionable and transformative. Cunsult has been founded by Mr. Raghav Chandra, a former IAS officer and Secretary to Government of India and ex-chairman of the National Highways Authority of India. Our esteemed partners for this conference are Power Guild Treasuries and Chandra Law Chambers. Today's conference brings together top regulators and industry leaders across 9 crucial sectors, including capital markets, competition policy, telecom, health, real estate, and more. We will hear insights from former and current chairpersons and members of regulatory bodies such as Securities and Exchange Board of India, Competition Commission of India, Real Estate Regulatory Authority, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, and the Ministry of Health. For the first time, corporates, industries, and investors will receive a comprehensive briefing of India's regulatory landscape in a single day. Each session is designed to offer practical insights and strategies for businesses to successfully operate within India's regulatory framework. I would now request Mr. Raghav Chandra, CEO Cunsult, to welcome all the delegates and participants.
Distinguished panelists, delegates, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Economic regulation is an instrument of public policy. The ultimate intended beneficiary is the citizen in his various avatars as either an investor, entrepreneur, corporate, or just a plain user of services. Regulation can be developed proactively when a consequence is apprehended, or reactively when an occurrence is known to be debilitating or distorting. Regulation is deployed when a public good is to be delivered in a predetermined way. Then the authority can use fiats, for example, the directive to have FASTags on vehicles, or the authority can levy an exorbitant tax, a Pijuvian tax, for instance, on, say, polluting industries that are located close to habitations to compel them to operate in an industrial estate where pollution abatement and mitigation services are duly available. In terms of good economics, regulation is justified on the grounds that market failures have to be avoided. That is, information asymmetries and externalities have to be avoided so that all players get a fair opportunity in the economy. One key area where market failures have been experienced are in the field of infrastructure industries particularly, where a single player can invest heavily and thwart others from entering that market. Infrastructure industries, especially those providing network services, where the marginal cost of adding the next customer can be very small, such as electric transmission, distribution, gas pipeline networks, water distribution, telecommunications infrastructure, have a natural monopoly characteristic that is particularly amenable to market failures. These industries have therefore typically been subject to economic regulation. Of course, the choice of regulatory tool has to be balanced, consistent with maintaining a stable regulatory environment. That is, it must have facets of predictability, effectiveness in achieving objectives, time consistency, and enforceability. Increasingly, managing the regulator too has become extremely important. On the one hand, governments must leave the regulator autonomous? On the other hand, it is equally crucial to ensure that there is no regulatory capture. The case of the United States Federal Aviation Authority, the FAA, which was lax in ensuring the technical quality of the Boeing MAX and which has come in for stringent criticism, or for that matter, the Fukushima nuclear reactor disaster, where it was recorded by the International Atomic Energy Authority that there were regulatory lapses, and by Japan's own parliament, which expressed shame at the manner in which the regulations had been flouted. How regulations are developed and applied can have a significant impact on business. Changes in regulatory framework and regulatory uncertainty can also have substantial effects on business decisions. So one of the significant challenges facing corporate managers is to anticipate and understand the consequences of potential changes in the regulatory environment and of specific regulations. Knowledge of regulation is important because regulation has potentially far-reaching and significant effects. These effects can range from macro-level effects on the company to micro-level effects on individual entities and stakeholders. All companies, especially startups, need to be aware of regulatory nuances increasingly as we go ahead. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you for this conference on regulatory trends and exploring the new frontiers of regulation in India. We have some very, very distinguished people here, and you will be hearing them in the course of these sessions. I am particularly delighted and honored to have your company here. I wish the deliberations and the discussions all success. Welcome to all of you. Thank you.